Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing a review for season 2 of The Flash. So yeah, I binge watched the second half of season 2 of The Flash in the past few days. I've done two videos. The first video reviewing episodes 10 through 16, and the second video doing a review for episodes 17 to 23. This is the third video reviewing the season as a whole. So just to go very fast through all the episodes, I'm going to name all the episodes. Episode 1 is The Man Who Saved Central City. Episode 2 is Flash of Two Worlds. Episode 3, Family of Rogues. Episode 4, The Fury of Firestorm. Episode 5, The Darkness and the Light. Episode 6, Enter Zoom. Episode 7, Guerrilla Warfare. Episode 8, Legends of Today. Episode 9, Running to a Standstill. Episode 10, Potential Energy. Episode 11, The Reverse Flash Returns. Episode 12, Fast Lane. Episode 13, Escape. Welcome to Earth 2. Episode 14, Escape from Earth 2. Episode 15, King Shark. Episode 16, Trajectory. Episode 17, Flashback. Episode 18, Versus Zoom. Episode 19, Back to Normal. Episode 20, Rupture. Episode 21, The Runaway Dinosaur. Episode 22, Invincible. And episode 23, The Race of His Life. So yeah, before I begin though, 10-second spoiler warning as usual for those who have yet to actually watch. For those who have yet to watch the season and haven't already, stop the video, go check it out, and come back here and watch the rest of this review. 10-second spoiler warning as usual, starting now. Okay, so 10 seconds are up. So for those who have yet to actually watch, this this season and haven't already, please don't comment down below. Please do not comment down below or be messaging me that I never gave you a fair one, because as usual I did. So so as usual, quick synopsis, likes and dislikes, and then the rates. I'm just gonna go over some of the bigger points for the synopsis. So first off, Zoom. So yeah, so at the beginning of the season, we have this guy called Jay Garrick, who says that he is from Earth 2, and that there's this guy, other speech called Zoom, who is coming after him and any Flash from any Earth, from any other alternative Earth or alternate Earth, and yeah, and he basically wants to kill every other Flash. So you have Jay Garrick, this guy called Jay Garrick, and he is slowly helping the team, have the Flash become faster. That's all pretty cool, really good in my opinion. Hey, have this guy who's not Aobarthon help me get faster and defeat this other speedster who's kind of a dick. Great, I like it. Then comes in Harrison Wells, who, from Earth 2, and he is trying to save his daughter. He is working for Zoom. He's kind of blackmailed because he needs to save his daughter. He wants to save his daughter, so he's being blackmailed by Zoom. And basically, what Zoom wants him to do is to make Barry Allen go faster, and eventually, so Zoom could take his speed. Really good. Towards the mid-season finale, you have a bit of setup for Legends of Tomorrow, which is I actually like the setup for it. Really good. Leonard Snart is there. Leonard Snart, Pyro, I believe that's his name. Really good. You also get some stuff with Firestorm, kind of towards the beginning of the season, and then kind of comes full circle towards the mid-season finale. Really good. They were setting up for Legends of Tomorrow. Really good. In my opinion, the Arrow crossover and all that, again, great in my opinion. And yeah, the second half, you have Henry Allen, who decides to come back into the show. He to help out Barry. You also have the reveal of Wally West. It turns out that Joe has another son, or he has a son, biological son, and that he never knew about. So Iris kind of tells him about it, and yeah, he at first he gets really depressed, and so he wants to try to figure out who this kid is. Meet him, and it turns out to be this kid called Wally West. And if Wally West's story, at first there's some tension between Joe and Iris and Wally West, because of the fact that hey, I never had a dad. I am the man of the house. I don't need your help. But eventually they do start coming closer and closer together, and they do become a pretty cool family unit. And eventually Wally West does end up living in the house. You have Harrison Wells, who eventually admits to betraying the Flash. However, Barry Allen understands as to why he betrayed him. It wasn't like he understood, because it wasn't like the Aobarthon situation where where that one was murdered for a villainous purpose, whereas here he was kind of blackmailed. So yeah, you also have Cisco, who starts to learn more about his powers. It turns out he could do other stuff with his powers aside from just looking to alternate dimensions in the future. It seems that he could also attack people by doing like supersonic waves with his hand, which is pretty cool. You also have Barry, Cisco, and Harrison Wells go over to Earth 2, which is a pretty good cool pair of episodes. Welcome and Escape to Earth 2, some of the best episodes of the series in my opinion, because you see Earth 2 and that was pretty good, in my opinion, how they kind of played off that, because despite the fact that these are Earth 2 versions of our characters and you're not technically supposed to care for them, you still end up caring for them, and they kind of do end up damaging Cisco and Barry psychologically, because Killer Frost is there and that's Caitlin, and Joe dies, or Earth 2 Joe dies. So yeah, eventually they do get Jesse, they rescue Jesse. So I like how that turns out. And yeah, you also have a quick episode with Killer Shark and a zombie critter, a huge zombified metal man, Tommy Woodward, or Timothy Woodward, whatever his name was. Tommy Woodward, is that the right name? Tony Woodward. So yeah, you have Barry Allen, who figures out more stuff from the Speed Force. He's trying to go after Zoom, which, by the way, Zoom is Jay Garrick, who is actually Hunter Zolomon. Pretty cool in my opinion, especially the reveal of him. Hunter Zolomon, Zoom eventually does kill Henry Allen. This sends Barry into a fit of rage, wanting to kill Zoom, but his Team Flash says, maybe you should calm the fuck down and we do this for you. And in the process, Joe is kidnapped, and Barry, being the guy he is, he will do anything to save Joe. And at the end, there's this guy in the Iron Mask, who was in Earth 2, who was imprisoned by Zoom, and it turns out that is Henry Allen from Earth 3. Pretty cool, especially since John Wesley Snipes was the original Flash back in the 1990s TV series. That was pretty cool to see him back in costume. So yeah, and then at the end we have an introduction to Flashpoint. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got most of the major beats of the season as a whole. Yeah. Actually, I don't know if I like this. Comparing it to season 1, I don't know if I like it more. I really need to think about it, but I don't know if I like it more than season 1. I'll say this: I like the ending of season 1 better than the ending of season 2. How's about that? I have so many issues with the ending of season 2. I like the setup to Legends Tomorrow. That was pretty good. I do feel like they focused a bit, especially it is the first half, so I feel like they did focus a bit too much on the stuff with Earth 2. So in that this first half of season 1 was a lot of setup for I think I said that wrong. But the first half of season 2 was a lot of setup for Legends of Tomorrow, and that was kind of noticeable, especially with the whole Ronnie Raymond thing and him coming back and trying to reconnect with Martin Stein and all that. That was kind of extra in my opinion. In my opinion, that was kind of extra. It was good. I do understand the setup with that. In my opinion, I feel like they focused a bit too much on that aspect. And even after that, Ronnie Raymond is dead. I forgot how he dies again, but it was because of the vortex. That's why. And so yeah, really the season doesn't really kick off till the second half, in my opinion, when Zoom actually becomes an actual threat. Because sure, there was that one scene, that one moment where Zoom kicks Barry Allen's ass and he basically parades him to the news stations and the police station. But aside from that, he doesn't really become much of a threat till the second half. And I think, really talking about it right now, I'm pretty sure I like season 1 more than season 2, because of the fact that at least they focused a bit more on the story in season 1, whereas in season 2 the story really didn't begin till the second half of the season. In my opinion, really looking at it, sure, you had some of the metahumans from Earth 2 towards the beginning of the season, but they didn't really explain anything till the second half of the season. You have the introduction of the Time Rats and the Speed Force. We knew about the Speed Force, but actually seeing a Speed Force, that was pretty cool. And Runaway Dinosaur, which has the oddest name for an episode to begin with. So I mean, that was pretty cool. We didn't really get to see a lot out of the arrow side. We didn't really get that many crossovers, as compared to season. I mean, in season one we didn't have that many crossovers, but in season one we saw a bit more. Here, I mean, the most notable crossover were Legends of Tomorrow, which again, I was just set up in the King Shark episode, and overall that was pretty good. I like the interaction between Caitlin Snow and Zoom. I like how they kind of interact. How at first they kind of have a crush on each other, and Zoom always likes Caitlyn. Like it seems like he will always love Caitlyn no matter what. But he will betray her if need to. However, Caitlyn, after it's revealed to her that Zoom is Jay Garrick, or Hunter Zolomon, whatever you want to call him, she for obvious reasons she distances herself from him, and I kind of like how they did that. That was pretty cool in my opinion. Henry Allen, kind of becoming a part of Team Flash was pretty good. Same thing with Wally West towards the end of the season. And here's the thing, with Wally West becoming a part of Team Flash towards the end of the season, it was like really way in the end of the season, like Invincible, like episode 22 and 23 end of the season, like if even. So yeah, overall I really did like it. In my opinion, this whole season would have been better had it not been for the last, I'm being fucking serious, had it not been for the last 2 minutes of the season, okay? Had it not been for the last 2 minutes of episode 23 of The Race of His Life, because after that they do the Flashpoint, and I just feel like Flashpoint is one of the dumbest, and sorry if this offends anyone, but it has to be one of the dumbest story arcs ever, and I understand why they did it. They wanted to reboot DC, and I know, Marvel and DC are always rebooting their franchises and whatnot, but I feel like it was just so dumb, and especially for the series, it just seemed so random. It seemed so out of left field, because at the end, sure, he lost his dad, and sure, the real Jay Garrick looks like his dad because he's from another dimension, from another Earth, and sure, he's lost a lot. Okay, I understand that, but he's been told so many times not to mess with the past. I mean, lucky for him, the few times he has messed with the past, it's been like some minor bullshit things, like, maybe, that it turns out, like the one time he messes with the past here, the first time around he messes with the past, and I think that was actually in the Arrow crossover episode to begin with, even after that. Maybe, but he's going. Him and Arrow are going against Vandal Savage, and he ends up running in the past. And he tells Arrow that he fucked up. He tells Oliver Queen that his plan is not going to work, and he comes up with a better plan. So there, I mean, sure, it made sense for him to actually go back in time, but even after that, and then the second time after the second time he messes with the past was when in this season. Was when he goes back to see Eobard Thawne, because he needs to get faster and whatnot. And when he comes back, it turns out that Hartley is part of Team Arrow, kind of, or he knows of Team Arrow, he knows who the Flash is, and he's helping them. So I mean, even in season one, the one time I remember him going back in time, the one time I remember him going back in time was when there was that huge ass tsunami, and he was able to prevent stuff from that. Okay, sure, I get it. I mean, yes, he did go back in time to save his mom, and he didn't actually do that at the end. Sure, I get it, but here it just makes, like, he just got lucky. Like, every single time he goes back in time, he got lucky. So I feel like he got a bit cocky, and because he is so sad at the end of the season, I feel he got a bit cocky, and I feel like he just doesn't believe that anything bad is really gonna happen, because he's just gonna have his mom. But I feel like it will affect the Flash TV show, sure, and I just do not like where season 3 is going, and not to mention how this is going to affect Arrow. Now, supposedly, it's not going to affect Arrow. I have no idea how the fuck they're going to manage that, because they're in the same fucking universe. Like, how is Flash going back in time not going to affect the Arrowverse when they're in the same? If you were to tell me that the Arrow TV show and the Flash TV show were on 2 separate Earths, so 2 separate dimensions, then sure, yeah, of course it wouldn't be affecting the other show. But here, you're on the same universe, you're on the same universe, you're on the same Earth, whatever. It's gonna affect the show, so I want to see how they're gonna play that shit out. So for me, the last, like literally the last 2 minutes of the season are the things that really pissed me off about this. If there's one thing that really pissed, there are two things that really pissed me off about the season. One, it's episode 17 as a whole. Episode 17 just kind of pissed me off because it was the epitome of a filler episode, okay? That was the epitome of a filler episode. The other thing that pissed me off were the last 2 minutes, and I do mean this in the most literal sense. The last 2 minutes of the season, because I feel like Barry, despite the fact that he is distraught to the point of no return, I feel like he is smart enough to understand that will change a lot of shit, like, and most of it not for the good, not for the good, because for example, the reason he wants to be a forensic scientist is because his mom died, okay, and because his dad was in jail, okay, and now he's a forensic scientist, and during the particle accelerator, he is doing forensic scientist work, and then he is struck by lightning, okay? That's the only reason he got his powers, okay? I mean, now that his mom is alive, he's not going to be a forensic scientist. He's going to be, I don't know, a doctor or an athlete, probably not an athlete, but he's going to be a doctor or maybe a scientist or something else. You know, he's probably not going to be as close to Joe. He's probably... It makes, like, even after that, he has everything he can want. I mean, sure, yes, he wants his parents back. I understand that, but he has a... you could argue that he has a girlfriend at the end of the season, okay? He has a family towards the end of the season, for sure, okay? He has friends towards the end of the season. Like, with this whole thing, what are the odds he's gonna know Cisco and Caitlin? Actually, no, vice versa. What are the odds that Cisco and Caitlin are gonna know about Barry Allen? Because he's gonna have the knowledge of Earth 2 and all this, but they're not. They didn't go back in time. They didn't go back in time with him, so they're not gonna have the knowledge of who Barry Allen is. Maybe, okay, like Joe and Iris, maybe, but even after that, Wally West, like, what are you gonna do with Wally West, okay? Harrison Wells is gonna be Eobard Thawne for the second time, so it's just gonna be a kind of a rehash after that, if even. So the ending really pisses me off. I don't really like the Flashpoint story to begin with, okay? Like most of the Flash stories or Flash story arcs in general are kind of stupid in my opinion. Like they're good to read, and sure, for the most part they're like they're, you know, maybe for the most part they're well drawn, and he is an interesting character, but for the most part most of the Flash stories are kind of stupid in my opinion. Like Rebirth, that was pretty decent, but Flashpoint is the epitome of dumb in my opinion. So yeah, like for me, Flashpoint is one of the most useless story arcs in comic history, to be honest. I'm just not I'm not a fan of Flashpoint in general. So trust me, had it not been for those last 2 minutes of the season, this season may have gotten a way higher grade than what I'm about to give it. Okay, I mean there were other issues, you know, which with too much setup for Legends of Tomorrow, with the show not actually starting to episode 7 or something like that. Okay, I mean sure you had a few metahumans over here and there, but whatever. I mean there were some other negative things, but the one thing that really took me over the edge is the last 2 minutes of the season. Like, what the fuck was that bullshit? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and 6 being decent, I'll give this season a 7.5 out of 10. Trust me, it would be higher. It probably would have been a 9 out of 10, or maybe a 10 out of 10. Who knows? Had it not, probably a 9 out of 10 actually. But had it not been for those last 2 minutes, where it just fucks everything over, because here's the thing, because and him doing that, and him going back in time, messing with the time and whatever, season 1 is erased, okay? Season 2 is erased. Like all the events of this season and the first season are erased. Even his cameo back in Arrow from like season 2 or 3 of Arrow is erased. Like everything is erased. Like, and not even after that. Like this also fucks over Arrow. Like this screws over the Arrow TV show as well. Okay, like this completely screws over the TV show, the Arrow TV show, and this screws over Legends of Tomorrow as well. Like when you think about it, this screws. I mean, Legends of Tomorrow, you could argue maybe not, but let's be honest, it's gonna screw over a lot of shows. So yeah, I mean that's what the thing that pisses me off. That not only did they screw over and they did say it's not going to affect Arrow. They never said anything about Legends of Tomorrow, not that I heard of, but they said it's not going to affect the Arrow TV show. But I didn't hear anything out of Legends of Tomorrow. So yeah, but I don't see how that cannot affect. I just do not see that not affecting Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow. I mean, to a certain degree, you could argue Legends of Tomorrow, but I mean, maybe if they do stuff in the past, but anything past the future, anything past the death of Nora Allen, is gonna get screwed over. But anything before that, not really sure. I mean, Legends of Tomorrow is a mixed bag, but it's stupid. Like, the ending is fucking stupid in my opinion. 7.5 out of 10. And I'm being generous. Let's go with that too. I am being generous because I am being generous because again, that's 2 minutes versus like 20 something hours of TV show. So yeah, trust me. Am I being a bit harsh on the rating? Possibly. But I just fucking hated the last 2 minutes. The last time I have not been pissed off at an ending since Birdman. Okay, I have not been pissed off at an ending of a TV show or a movie since Birdman or since The Walking Dead. Okay, that if you ask me what are movie endings or TV episode endings that piss me off the most, Birdman. Okay, the ending to Birdman really pissed me the fuck off, and The Walking Dead season 6 finale pissed me the fuck off, and now you can add the season 2 finale for The Flash pissed me the fuck off. So yeah. What are your thoughts on it? Do you like Flashpoint, and if so, why? I don't know, maybe am I wrong? It's an opinion, so who gives a fuck? But if you guys like Flashpoint, comment that down below. Let me know why. And tell me why it's actually a good thing on the fact that they're doing Flashpoint. Because again, I will say this much. As I said before, the Flash doesn't have that many good stories in my opinion. So the Flashpoint would be on a top 10 list of top 10 story arcs that they should do for the Flash. Okay, no issue there. However, it would not be in my top 5. It'd be like on my bottom 5. Okay, that's the thing. So not even after that, it'd probably be like 10 or 8, 9, or 10. So yeah, I'd rather like Rebirth maybe be a number 6, but I'd have to actually look at it because again, for me, most of the Flash stories aren't that good to begin with. So yeah. What are your thoughts on it? Comment all that down below. Let me know. Like the video, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you guys prefer. And that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off. They did a lot. They did a lot of great things. I'm just sad that it's gonna be ruined by the ending of this season. Bye.